Hey, welcome to another Valley Forged. So today we're talking about how you're gonna start a small business for under $1,000 using a diode laser. And I will show you how to do it. I actually do it myself. So I'm speaking from experience. I do pretty well just making this stuff. It sells well. I'm gonna tell you what works, what doesn't work, and more importantly, what kind of laser to look for. This has not always been possible. I think just a year ago recommended you not start a business with a diode laser. I just really didn't think they were ready. And they have just come so far. It's kind of really hard to believe. Especially starting out, you're going to make so many mistakes. You need to learn what works, what doesn't work, and maybe this isn't for you. I mean, I absolutely love lasers. I love the fact that you can wake up every day, think of something completely new that nobody's ever done before, and you could just make it. And it's not that expensive to do, and if it doesn't work, you really haven't lost anything, but you're able to keep that creative spirit flowing. This is also something you could teach kids. You know, teenagers maybe stuck on the computer or their phone all day. Maybe they make something, you know, like this, and it just changes the way they feel. They make their own wallet. You know, it just changes everything for them. So, hey, I know this is just something I love so much. It's hopefully infectious. It is one of my goals to help other people start their own small businesses with lasers. So how the heck are you gonna do this for under $1,000? And I'm talking for everything to get started here. I'm not talking about, you know, you buy a $1,000 laser and then what are you gonna do? You got no materials, you gotta have air assist, you gotta have an enclosure, you gotta have a honeycomb bed. Yes, I'm talking about getting all of that stuff for under $1,000 and actually being able to start. So great business starters. I'm gonna say right away, if you like leather, doing wallets. This is definitely my top selling thing on Etsy, and very, very easy to make. They're beautiful, they work fantastic. This is my personal wallet is one of these. And so actually today I'm featuring the Atomstack A24 Pro. Anybody who's been watching my videos knows that I have been critical of Atomstack in the past, and I really didn't think, I mean, this was the days where I was saying not to use a diode laser for a small business, but things have changed a lot. I mean, if you look at this A24 Pro, this is brand new. I don't even know if you can get it. I think you can get it. I think the only way you can get it is from their website. It is like super, super solid built. I mean, everything is professionally made here. This is something that I would feel very comfortable doing a lot of production on and it being precise. I mean, I have unplugged this from my computer, replugged it in, and it still cut it in exactly the same spot. There are just some things, and when you're not using it, it's freaking quiet. But I'll go over that much later. There's other lasers that I'm going to recommend, but I'm trying to keep that price point down for you to actually get started and not be completely frustrated. So I made this wallet out of, this is about 5-ounce leather. So this, you know, most lasers, even 10-watt lasers, can cut out leather pretty well as long as you got the right settings. Settings are everything. And leather is expensive, but you'd be surprised. People will spend money on leather, and especially if you're making some kind of really cool project, really cool product. It's just so much fun too. I mean, once working with this leather and doing the hand stitching and everything while you're maybe watching YouTube videos like this one, it's a very zen feeling, and you're gonna take this and then you can make it your own. Like I make many designs as I just showed you. You know, this one was for a gift for Chinese New Year, things like that. You can personalize all of this stuff and it really works. I make these bottle openers, and SVG for that's below, just like the wallets. And it's very easy, and they're really good quality. And it's something you could put proudly made in the USA. This one I actually made on the A24. It came out beautifully. Here I can show in the camera just how clean and everything these come out. Absolutely gorgeous. Keychains, easy to make. These are acrylic. I show in a couple videos ago how to do acrylic on a diode laser, something that I thought was really impossible a few months ago. This is a two-tone acrylic, so you just cut out, you don't have to tape, you don't have to do any of the weird stuff that you might have to do in the past. You just stick it in, you got the file, you're done. Keychain. And keychains are high profit, and you got to think about that when you're starting a laser business. There are a lot of really fun projects to make. You know, a lot of layered mandalas or layered art. This is something that I used to do a lot of. And then you realize just how expensive it is and how much time it takes to make layered art. You really have to sell it for a lot of money, especially with the price of material these days. When you can make a two-sided keychain like this so easily, and you can make hundreds of them per day, and I sell them for $5 a piece, you do the math. I've sold probably like 5,000 of these keychains. So, and I want to say by far, the best-selling thing that I have done this year is these crosses. Now, I don't know how well this is coming out on the camera. I'll try and have some pictures, but you can see it's completely black, and it has this cross here. Now, I was making them out of wood. I'm making them even bigger, and they sold so well. But the cost of making them is kind of high. You've got to have, I was using walnut, and the cost of that is pretty high. And then if you get some warped pieces or something doesn't come out right, your profit margin wasn't that high. And this is already a package. It's already ready. It's already done. You know, when you sell this, I put it in some bubble wrap, you hand it to somebody, it's a present. It's a gift. So many people buy these for gifts, and especially for Christmas, it is just a done deal and high profit. Now you may think, oh, well, I sell these for $30. How can you make a profit that way? Well, these frames, believe it or not, I get them for $5 from Michael's Craft Store. They come in a 2-pack. Like so, 11 by 14. And these 2-packs are usually $30, but they go on sale all the time. So you just stock up when they go on sale. Right now they're on sale, buy one, get two free. So if you do the math, they come in 2-packs and they're $30 a pack for regular price, you're getting them for $5 a pop. And that is a pretty good deal. And then what I use for the backing is velvet. So you just buy it, when you get this on sale, say a Hobby Lobby or something, you can get this on sale very cheap, 40% off, whatever. When you think about it by the yard and how much it actually costs, it's very minimal. It's $2.50 for the sheet, and I get 2 of them, and then I have extra left over. So when you add it all up, I mean, I get $8 or something per package, and they sell faster than I can make them. That's just something I came up with after, trial and error for a bunch of things. But hey, am I saying you should do it? Heck yeah, man. Take all of my ideas. And I hope you make tons of money with them too. The funny thing is that if you go on Etsy and you see this file, there are like 40 different versions of it. And you would think that, oh, well, it's oversaturated. You never run into people in real life that have already seen one. I mean, rarely. So this is, again, there's just so many things that you can do, but I'm giving you a couple of examples of what you can do that work for me and at least get you started. For under $1,000, you can do all of this and it will get you started and it will hone your skills and you will get better. And then eventually you do your own thing. That's just how like learning to have a new skill works. I want you to also see this round to it. It's the craziest thing. It may sound silly. When it says right here, you finally got around to it. And I have my email at the bottom. And what I do is I take my scraps that I get from making all these different things, and I just make this for whatever extra scraps I have. And these are the best advertising tool I have ever seen. I have so many of my family members asking me to make more of these because they take them to their boss, they take them to work, they take them to church, they give them away. And everybody wants one. Everybody gets a kick out of it. So I highly recommend this. I don't have the SVG for this actually. If people want it, I will absolutely make it or put it up on Etsy. There are a few different versions already on there. I wasn't happy with them, so I made my own. You can make your own. I think it's just a really, really good tool, and I wanted to pass that on to you. So that's what you're going to make, but what are you going to make it with for under $1,000? I mentioned the Atomstack, and that kind of was the onus for making this video, was this machine. They sent me this Atomstack, and I was like, wow, this thing is like $600, and it's a 24-watt laser. And if you look at it, and I'll try and show pictures of all of this, I mean, this is a production grade machine. Everything about this, you see the cable management, where the air hose comes out, just all of the bearings, everything is made top notch, high quality, very easy to set up. Actually, you really don't have to set this up. The diode lasers have gotten easier and easier to put together, which is really nice for me, somebody who does reviews for them. But this one is already put together. So it is a small frame. And what you're going to use with this laser is 12 by 12 sheets. That's what and those are reasonably cheap from, Craft Closet or wherever you're gonna get them. Or even like an X-Tool, store or whatever. I mean, everybody sells 12 by 12 sheets, and that's really easy to get. You put it in here, you make what you're gonna make, and you're done. All of the things that I showed you today can be made on this machine. It actually will hold bigger than 12 by 12, but I've found that is the perfect thing for this machine. So if you're gonna get it, just plan on that's what it is. But you have a machine that will probably last you the life of your business, I'm guessing. And maybe you move on, you get bigger, you do whatever. By that time, the bigger, badder lasers will be cheaper. So this is a great place to start. You're not spending a ton of money, but you have something that's going to last you that you could probably pass on to somebody else, that has all the features that you're looking for to start a business. And what I mean by that is when this thing is done, it shuts off. And this is one of the most important things, at least for me, is that if you have this laser humming in the background all the time, you're busy trying to sew leather, listen to videos, do different things with your time, you don't always want it to be loud. And so when this thing is on, you can hear it. When it's not on, it's dead silent. And again, I think I mentioned, I disconnected this machine, reconnected it, and ran the same file, and it worked perfectly. Right in the middle, I was right in the middle of a job. Disconnected it, reconnected it, and everything was perfect. This is a very precise machine, and I'm very happy with it. If there are options for getting a larger form machine, and that's something that you're looking to do a little bit bigger things, there is an IKEA 24 watt that has the bigger form factor that is $100 more, but it comes with the air assist. So that's a pretty darn good deal. IKEA is also Atomstack. And why am I leaning towards Atomstack and IKEA right now? over, say, the Acer, which is something I've been really high on for the past couple of years. Well, recently, it seems like the customer service for Acer, either they're getting hit by bot farms or or they're having some real trouble with their customer service. I'm seeing a lot of people saying that they've bought the machine, it's not working properly, and they're getting basically brick-walled by Acer, and they end up with just a brick. Now, I haven't had any trouble with mine that I can't fix, so I really don't know. But until I kind of have a better understanding, even though I had issues with the Atomstack in the past, I never had trouble with their customer service. Everything always worked really well. And so I think that's important when you're starting out a business and you don't know that much about lasers, that you know you have some peace of mind that if you buy the machine and something doesn't work right, that you're going to be taken care of. Now, there's a lot of Facebook groups and things to help you with all of the things that might go wrong that are your fault. But when the machine is actually broken, that would be the most frustrating thing ever when you're trying to start a small business, that you get your very first machine, you're so excited, you're ready to start your business, and it doesn't work right. That will absolutely drive me crazy, and I imagine that would be the same with you. So I'm going to recommend a machine that you really feel good about the company, that you know if you feel like you're going to be taken care of. So what else do you need? So you got your laser. Maybe you've got this one, maybe you've got a different one, but around the same price, $600 to $700 for the laser with the air assist. I am going to recommend that you get the air assist. Now this one and some other ones, I just want to make sure you pay attention to this, that do have the automatic air through Lightburn. So that's part of our price. We're going to purchase a product called Lightburn, which is the software that you're going to use and become a professional at for using lasers. I definitely recommend learning to write Lightburn right away and getting pretty good at it. Now, you can turn on this air assist on and off depending on which layer. Say, when you want to cut out, you want to use air. When you want to engrave, a lot of times you don't want to use air. So being able to control that through Lightburn, I think, is very important. This laser does it. If you're looking at another laser, make sure that you that it does do that. And most of the newest lasers do that. So you've got your air assist, you've got your laser. What else do you need? You need your honeycomb bed. Now, I am going to recommend that you get a 2 trees honeycomb bed that I personally, if you could get a package deal with something like this that has a honeycomb bed, great. Just make sure the size, not the outside size, but the inside size of that honeycomb bed actually fit the full extent of your laser. So you can't really just go by what it says. Say you get a 400 by 400 millimeter honeycomb bed thinking, oh, well, my laser's 400 by 400 millimeter, that should be the perfect one. Well, that's actually not the case, because that's the outside dimensions, but you've got these, the frame. So you're going to end up with space that you can't use on your laser. So make sure you get one a little bit bigger. I'd recommend the 500 by 500 millimeter from 2 trees. That absolutely covers your 400 by 400 millimeter ones. Say if you got something this size, well, you're going to just, again, make sure you look at the dimensions of the cutting area and buy something a little bit bigger for your honeycomb. So you got your honeycomb. Now, what are you going to do for an enclosure? This thing makes smoke. It makes a lot of smoke. You're not going to want to breathe that smoke. You're not going to want people around you to breathe that smoke. So enclosures are reasonably cheap. Of course, you can make your own, but it literally costs about the same amount these days. Now, one nice thing about making your own enclosure is that you can make it soundproof. But again, when this thing's not working, it's not making noise. That is helpful, but if you are somebody who really needs it to be quiet or a lot quieter, you may consider making your own enclosure. or getting one that is kind of soundproof. But if not, and this laser isn't that loud and a lot of the newer ones aren't so bad, you can get an enclosure pretty cheap, like 60, 70 bucks, you're good. A cheap enclosure, I'm not really saying is a bad thing. I run my own fan outside. I find that helpful, but I guess that's the one thing about buying your own enclosure, to make sure that the fan runs powerful enough to get the smoke out. And the last thing before materials you're gonna need is light burn. Now, a lot of times you can get a package deal with light burn, or you can get it through your local maker space. There are some ways to get light burn cheaper, but if not, $60, I think it's a one-time fee, you're done, and it is such an amazing piece of work. And I'm very, very happy about light burn, that it gives me the option of making so many different things. I do teach some things like how to make the holes for leather and different things on light burn. Louisiana Hobby Guy is also a great resource for learning things about light burn. So once you have all that, I mean, you're still gonna have like $250, $300 left if you're going by what I'm talking to you. So you can buy some leather, you can buy some wood, you can buy, some of the different things that you need to get started. Don't spend all your money on your laser and equipment and not have anything left to practice with, because you're going to get things wrong. You got to learn your craft. This is just like every other type of business. You need to learn how to do it. And I think some of my videos will help you along the way there. Some other resources I recommend are Louisiana Hobby Guy, like I mentioned, Clack Shack, Venturi. You got to learn how to, clean and replace your lenses and things like that. There's a lot to it. It's not super simple, but it's also not that hard. When it comes to starting a business, lasers is definitely one of the easiest and lowest hurdle for entry that you're gonna find. And it's one of the most rewarding and most fun. And you can also make gifts and different things for family members. And there's a lot of wins when it comes to using a laser. There just is. So again, I mean, if we're gonna recap a little bit about the laser you're gonna get, just try to get at least a 20-watt laser. There's just so much more that you can do with a 20-watt or above. That a 10-watt, it's gonna take too much time. You're gonna struggle with. The speed probably isn't going to be there because you need the power to be able to use the speed, and you'll understand that as we go. But just please take my advice, unless you're going to be doing pure engraving, and that is going to be your primary thing, which is not something I'm talking about here, then I would say please just at least get a 20-watt laser, and something that is built to be used a lot, and so that you can use this for a long time and pass it on. And I think that's really it. I think that you can do this. And in fact, I know that you can do this. So let me know what kind of questions you have, and I will try to help you out as best I can. I'm very excited for any of you that are getting started here, and I hope to be with you along the way. All right, I will see you in the next one. Love y'all.